talk to him.
You got that. Carlito versus Santos Escobar. Finally, Santos is going heel. Let me tell you something, man. Oh, wait. I don't know about you, but I'm damn happy that we got Santos heel. He's got to get himself a new Legado. I need a brand new Legado. But Carlito versus Santos Escobar. Let me put up in the chat. We're going to do polls here, ladies and gentlemen. We got to start a poll. Nice, fun little poll. Jerk the jig, as they say, right? Put that out in the line. All right. First... Etch. Carlito. I gotta get these polls right. I gotta say. I can mess with you guys and say who wins, who loses. Who wins? Let's see. Carlito or Santos? Alright, answer in the poll there. So, we got Carlito versus Santos. Carlito representing the LWO. Santos turned back. He's left the LWO. He can't stand Rey Mysterio. He wanted Rey Mysterio all to himself in a weird relationship. Like, just big. Santos had a giant crush on Rey, and all he wanted in his life was Rey to all to himself. And he's had to share him, and he doesn't want to share Rey anymore, so he killed Rey. So he destroyed him. So he broke his leg. Did you imagine that? See, the thing with wrestling, what's funny about wrestling is, like, if you put the context of real life, like, Santos is jealous, and he wanted this person all to himself. He loves this person. He wanted to be with them. That's all he ever wanted. He wanted them all to himself. So what does he do? He does the most rational thing, and he breaks his legs. So Santos breaks his legs, and now the uncle Carlito comes in, and he says, he spits an apple at him and says, why did you hurt my Rey? And Santos says, because I love him. And then now they have match. So we're gonna get Santos versus Carlito. I told him to never come back. Exactly. So I think that we're gonna get honestly, you got Carlito and Santos. I don't think this is a straight cleanup win. Here's the deal. Carlito doesn't really need wins. He's in this like legend scenario. Carlito is a guy who's great because you can kind of insert him into anything. He can get a win. He can eat losses. He's kind of like a Rey Mysterio. Carlito doesn't need wins. Santos does. Santos needs to get one up. Now, Rey legit had surgery, right? Not because of Santos, but because of real life. So, but in the context of the story, Santos put him on the shelf. So Rey's going to be out for a while. So Santos has to break away from LWO and do something completely different. So I think what we get here is Carlito could win. Santos, I think, needs the win overall, but I think he might get it by just DQ. Now, here's the other good thing here. We'll talk about this a little bit more, but the really good thing about War Games, Survivor Series War Games this year, and probably like last year too, but this year there aren't a lot of matches. And because the War Games matches themselves are going to take up like probably an hour each, close to an hour. They're probably 40 minutes to an hour long. So this match is probably going to give us 10 to 15 minutes. I think you need Santos to look really, really strong. You can't have Santos. Doesn't Santos sound like cereal toast crunch? Like Cinnamon Toast Crunch? He sounds like a breakfast cereal. The name Santos. Like, can I get you like a bowl of Santos? No? Me? Fair enough. I think Santos wins either by DQ or like starts to destroy Carlito. He took out Rey, and I think he either gets a sneaky win or you could have technically Carlito win this thing, but Santos has to get the final, like, he's got to beat up Carlito, right? There's VJC, there's 4 matches announced right now. Yeah, we're going to go through the match cards too. You don't have a lot, but that's good. It's Triple H. Like, I don't need 15 matches, Dad. I need 4. So I think Santos is going to win here. 57% of you guys are saying in chat. 56% are saying that Santos wins. If you give it to Carlito, the thing is, like, if you give it to Carlito, nothing's... Then what? Santos just gets more angry and is just like, see? I'm going to break your leg. Like, it doesn't do anything for Santos. Yeah, he can't, and Montaigne, exactly. He can't go heel and then lose right away. You need to be building him up. This has been months in the making. I'm really happy Santos Escobar is going heel. Again, like they've done with True, they're doing this similar thing with Santos Escobar, where they slow burn the heel turn. Didn't like that Rey Mysterio, he had to share Rey Mysterio. Treated Rey Mysterio like his little buddy in his backpack. He didn't want to share Rey, so he did the natural thing. He broke his legs. So Santos wins is my vote here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us here, we're doing our Survivor Series predictions. Do Matt a favor though, happy you're here hanging out with me. Hit that like button and subscribe as we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. We're not going to do that. No. We just need to get 5,000 more. See? That's not that bad. 100,000 is insane. You have 5,000 people in the world that'll be like, yeah, sure. What the hell? Doesn't hurt me because it's free. It's not gonna wreck your brain. I'm gonna move around on the card a little bit because I'm gonna look here at this guy. Not me. This guy. We're gonna look at Survivor Series match, Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus a face Miz. All right. Put this chat for you guys. Talk to you. Gonna go wins. Oh, that ain't it. Let's do who wins in the poll. Gunther, does he retain, or does Mike the Miz Mazowski get the Intercontinental Championship? Throw your predictions there in the poll. Let me hear you. Go over to the fan fun here. Hold on here. FBE here. 4-month club member. Yeah, buddy. If not CM Punk, who is Shinsuke talking about for almost a month now? I can't think of anything else except CM Punk, especially when he hit a GTS. I don't know. Let's talk about Punk, Shin. I missed the Shin promo. Was Shinsuke basically doing the room thing, the red room? And was he talking about how he's like, was Shin just like, I'm gonna fight somebody? Is Shinsuke doing an open challenge at Survivor Series? Is that what's happening? Let me know. I didn't see it. I missed that part. Probably asleep. All right, Gunther, Miz. He was on socials. Thank you, Greg. So he's doing an open challenge. Ahmad says yes. Ahmad, I saw you in the comments the other day for videos. I forget what it was, but I recognized your face and your name. Cheers. Good people. All right, we'll talk about CM Punk. He's tired of waiting. All right, FBE, parking lot that for me, because we'll talk about that at the very end after War Games predictions. We'll talk about Shinsuke and CM Punk. Gunther, Miz, Gunther wins. What's with 80% of you guys saying Gunther wins? The 20% is like, you think the Miz is going to win? How dare you? You got to be trolling a little bit here. Let's go. You got to say that it's going to be Gunther. Like, the man is unstoppable. My thinking for... I got to... When you see me grab it all the time. You got to think, Gunther's holding this belt to Mania, right? I got to talk to my guy, Dylan. There's a video predicting Gunther's World Heavy... or Intercontinental reign. Miz isn't winning this thing. Now, I will say, they have done a good job to try to pivot Miz to be a decent face. I'm not a big Miz fan. I think him as like a snarky face, what he's doing right now, works for him. They didn't do, like, they've tried face Miz in years past, a little bit. But under Vince, it's always just like, okay, Vince is like, damn it, pal. Guess what? You're a face now. Well, I'm not a face. I'm the Miz, and I'm like a prick. God damn it. Go out there, Miz, and you're gonna smile. Just a lot. Just keep smiling. But is that it, Vince? Yeah, that's all. Just smile. God damn it. So it ain't gonna be the Miz. But I like how they have positioned Miz as this kind of baby face. Gives him something else to do. Gives him other people to work with. Having him as a straight heel for 20 years ain't good, pal. So we gotta have Miz shaking it up as a face. It's been fine. Gunther, like, I like how Gunther was like shoulder checking him and he was pushing Miz. What I like to see from this match is Gunther bringing out more aggression out of Miz. You saw Miz over the last couple of weeks as he has found his faceness, that he's doing like the high spot. He's doing the hope spots, like the John Cena stuff, right? So he's bouncing around and he's trying to do some Canadian destroyers and a bunch of stuff. I think they'll have Miz try to get those hope spots. They'll try to get Miz to like do a Canadian destroyer. He'll try to do some different stuff on Gunther to get himself over a little bit more. But much like we've seen with like Chad Gable versus Gunther, really, it's going to be Gunther. Gunther is holding this belt for as long as he wants. This is what I love about Gunther. Like, he is going to chop Miz. He's going to chop him a lot. This will be good for Miz, though, right? because the Miz has always been touted as like he's soft, he doesn't bump, he's very safe worker, all those things. Well, to be fair, he's lasted 20 years in wrestling, so the guy's doing something right. But I would like this match to bring out aggression and bring out more from Miz. Like, the man needs to get some Gunther chops in, get power bombed, just full out smacks, like Miz trying to do like the springboard he does, where he just tries to hop over the rope a little bit. Get Miz to do like a springboard, and then Gunther just swats him. I want to see Miz get beat up, because then he'll earn more faith within the WWE universe and the fans' eyes as like, okay, he's good. Like, we're gonna be on board now with Miz. Oh my God, FBE guys, FBE with 5 gifted memberships, dude. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for your support, guys. If you got a gifted membership there from FBE0203, one of the best in the community, say thank you. That's what we do here. Say nice words. You D-bag. Too sweet. Throw it too sweet. Guys, gives you the emotes. If you got channel memberships from the one and only FBE, then you get those emotes. I got them updated in there. You can throw a The Rock. That's his favorite. If you're FBE, The Rock emote is his. So you throw that in there. Or you give him a little Michelle. That's who we need at Survivor Series, is Undertaker coming back. Dead man pile driver onto Michelle to come back at Royal Rumble. All right. We got to say, who is in the poll? Who's in the poll giving me 75% Gunther? Who's got this 24% Miz winning? Get out of here with your nonsense. I'll destroy it. It's ridiculous. Gunther wins. What's going to happen, though? Like, I'm always the guy, I always like to think of, hey, Cole, hi. I always like to think, who is going to be, like, what's next? I always like to wonder about what's next. Who's going to be next for Gunther? What do you guys think in the chat? He's gone through everybody, it seems. Are they going to kind of build this up for Kaiser? What I can kind of see happen is Imperium is kind of breaking down. This is Triple H's thing right now. All of the factions, they're all kind of breaking down. Judgment Day's breaking down. Bloodline's always got issues now. Imperium has issues. They all got problems. Brawling Brutes, like, they all got some issues there. Except for Street Business, Hurt Profits, whatever they are. They're cool. But most of the factions have problems. I kind of think that what you're going to get is they're going to get Kaiser. They're going to get Kaiser built up, doing a lot more good stuff. I think you get Kaiser over the coming 2 months. Where are we now? We're November, December, January. So Royal Rumble, here's my early prediction. Royal Rumble, over this course of the next 2.5 months, we see Kaiser get pushed up more and more as a babyface, and that Gunther is like just smacking him around too much. Vinci is on Gunther's side because he's scared, and Kaiser gets more and more positioned as a babyface to break off. I think you get Kaiser to eliminate Gunther late in the Royal Rumble to get the huge pop. Now, do I think Kaiser would win the Intercontinental Championship? Maybe, if they position him right. If they think that they can do something with Kaiser and make him the guy, the next guy, because whoever beats Gunther is made. Would I like to see Ilya? Absolutely. I think Ilya would come in and he would do gangbusters. But I don't know. But if they could do something where it's like Kaiser beats Gunther, or Kaiser eliminates Gunther in the Rumble, Gunther beats Kaiser at like the Chamber, and then Gunther's like open challenge for Mania, and Ilya comes out, and then they have a banger again. Kind of a prediction there. But I like to see it. I think Kaiser is going to do something good. Speaking of good, let's see what's going to happen here. Do you think this is going to be good? Rhea Ripley versus what's her face? Zoe Stark. Sorry, it's early. All right. Who wins? Rhea, Zoe. Start the poll. I swear to God, someone's going to be like, someone's going to vote Zoe. And he'll be like, dude, the hell. Like, the hell. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. 6%. Yeah, 11%. See? People troll. People just coming in with their nonsense here, with their clicking. You guys are seeing a poll. This is what people do. They're just like, I see a poll. I'm going to be a rebel, and I'm going to go with Zoe. How dare you? See, now the poll is getting silly. Now it's going 19%. for Zoe. I'm just like, yeah. Jack, wildest prediction. Rhea Ripley wins. Now they've had some backstage stuff. They're building. Zoe kind of confuses me. I gotta be honest. Am I a fan? Yes. I think Zoe Stark's doing great work. But she's got like, she's been tag team with Shayna Baszler. Now that's done. She's got the 5-way they did at Crown. Great. She's got a good thing going, but she hasn't built up enough wins in my opinion where I'm like, this match is just kind of there. I don't see a lot of good. Now, do I think they're going to put on a good like 10-15 minute match? Yeah, hell yeah. Both of them can go. We've seen good matches like, what was it? Rhea versus, was it like the second Natalya match was good? I know she did a squash with her before. Rhea's got like, she'll do amazing matches, amazing work, but this is my one problem with Rhea Ripley as the world champion. It's great that she's world champion, but they haven't built anybody else up to be viable contenders. They've shoveled everyone away into the women's tag division. And I get it, but like, because there are actual women's tag teams, but the problem is you are left with like Shayna, Nia Jax, Zoe. They're the ones that are going to challenge Rhea. You're like, really? They're not built up enough where you're like, this could make sense. Rhea wins. Like, Rhea just eradicate her, done. 10 minutes. I gotta say, it's not gonna, like, there's no way Zoe wins. But this is the confusing part, kind of, where I'm like, oh, well, we've got a kind of a heel Zoe, just more of like the badass, like Triple H's, which Triple H likes, which is just like, yeah, you're not a face, you're not a heel, you're just a badass. The guy was pedigree, everybody. By the way, I really think one thing Rhea should do, Rhea should add the pedigree part of her arsenal as her finisher. I like her move, but she should have like a pedigree. Better. Rhea, I'm gonna announce you as having pedigree. You are my pedigree. Rhea wins. It ain't nothing like that. And you 19% in there, you lovely people voting 19%. Zoe, good for you. Raw. Her drama with JD is cool. Yeah, I mean, Rhea's biggest thing is having like the control over Judgment Day, leader, not leader, pulling the strings, all of that. It's wonderful. I probably would predict also that Rhea gets involved in War Games, in the men's War Games match. It's all Judgment Day. Rhea's gonna come out, like, this match might be like second on the card, or like, this match might be after the women's War Games. Then that way you give her a little break, and then she comes out with Judgment Day for War Games. I can see her climbing the cage and like trying to get involved or whatever. Try to save Dum Dum. 80 plus 19 equals 99. Steven Joseph, yeah, I don't know how the math works either. I don't know why it does that. 80% with 19%, yeah, we're off. One invisible votes. Who knows? So yeah, Rhea wins. Pedigree. Ain't gonna be much. All right. We cover those. What's with the women's tag team match? Is it Mr. Adam Pearce, number one, yesterday? So with Adam Pearce running around, this was what I liked about the kind of chaos and the rush of Raw last night. You got Scrap Daddy running around, setting up matches, dealing with War Games, all this stuff. He's stressed out. And then you got all the guys backstage talking about the tag team match. They were like, we want to be in a tag. You gave the women like a tag team tournament match thing, number one contenders. We want that too. And then you got Tozawa doing his thing with the belt. And then they didn't cut away from it being like, oh, the segment's over. He turns away. Adam Pearce turns away and deals with something else, but they're still in the back. All the guys are still in the background. Tozawa's still doing his thing with the belt. So good. But when's that women's match? I think the women's tag match, title match is next week. Okay, so they're setting up Raw after Survivor Series. They're going to do that. See, if it was Vince, he'd be like, God damn it, pal, put it all on. Survivor Series, 20 matches, no War Games. We're going to have blue shirts and red shirts fight each other. What about the women's match? God damn it, I don't have time for this bull crap. I'm going to have a 4-minute women's Survivor Series match. Just put them out there. Put them in butt pants. Let's just see some cheeks. That's all. That's Vince. Now we get proper matches. So cool. So we're going to get that. And then I guess the men's tag team title match is going to be next week as well on Raw. All right. So that we got now Can't talk. We got the women's War Games match, ladies and gentlemen. Put your poll in. See what you think. Wins. Team what? Becky versus Damage. This one? I'm gonna say Damage Control needs to win. I'm going with Damage Control. So they brought in Becky very much like Cody did with Randy. Charlotte made the call, didn't know if they were going to answer. Boom, Becky Lynch shows up on SmackDown, helps them out, and Damage Control runs away. Damage Control is fun. This match needs to lead to Damage Control winning. It is, AJ, it's a little tough though, right? Because look at the heavy hitters you have on Team Becky. Like, Shotzi's in there, but I think Shotzi's in there to eat the pin. That's what I think. You got 3 women's world champions on the one side. You got Becky and Bianca and Charlotte. Like, the mega powers right now are Bianca and Charlotte. So, they just beat everybody. They beat Damage Control in the tag team matches like it's nobody's business. Because they just brought in Asuka, because Kairi Sane, who I love, she just came back, they have a really interesting story with Bayley being in charge of Damage Control, but they're all like, we can all see it. We know the turn is going to happen, which it'll end up baby facing Bayley. Triple H loves Bayley. So I got Damage Control. They got to get like Io Sky's got to do a moonsault off the top of the cage. But I think there's going to be deception within the War Games match on Damage Control side. They both got heavy hitters. They both got world champions. I think Shotzi's in there to eat the pin. I think Kairi Sane should get the pin on Shotzi because Kairi Sane just came back. You need her to stand out a lot on that side. Bayley pins Shotzi. You could do that, Beach Bites. Welcome, buddy. You could do that. Bayley could get a bit of a boost. So Damage Control, the rest of them, the Kabuki Warriors, they could all beat down the whole team. And then in the end, Bayley gets the win over and pins Shotzi. You could do that. Greg's right. Ruffles wins. This one will be plastered with Ruffles ads. Oh yeah, the Carlito Santos match. That'll be the Ruffles sponsor shot set where it'll be like all the banners will all be Ruffles. We'll do it that way. They always do the Rey Mysterio or the ad matches. Damage Control will win due to miscommunication between two and the other team and will lead to a feud, most likely Bianca or Charlotte. Yeah, I like that too. I think Becky is just in here to round things out. It's a good pop. It's a good feel-good thing. But Becky's on Raw, so it's one time only. They need to get... If the match at, like, say, Mania is Charlotte and Bianca, that's the match they need to get to. So at some point, I'm guessing Charlotte's going to get that women's championship off of her, off of Io, to set up Bianca and Charlotte. Or it's going to be like a 3-way or a multi-woman match at Mania. But this one, yeah, I think you get a little bit of deception between maybe Bianca and Charlotte. I'd love for Bianca to just turn heel, honestly, and join up with Street Business. That's what I would love to see. But Damage Control needs to get the win. It's going to propel and keep the story of Damage Control going, which is Bayley's kind of on the outside. It could do it where you guys are saying where it's like Bayley gets the pin on like Shotzi. And it makes Bayley think like, I'm good. Like, I got the pin. Like, we're good. I look at me like, hey guys, we all did it. Or maybe she starts like her ego builds up a little bit. Like, I got the pin. And it's like, but we all did it. Like there's a lot of options here when it comes to it. I am going to say that, and end the poll here, that Damage Control is going to win. We need more heel turn. I think so too. What if more superstars get added to the women's War Games? No, they're all tapped out. They're only going to do that way. You also get to see where Jade Cargill shows up. Oh, you got to see where... Yeah, that's true too. I don't think you have Jade show up at Survivor Series. I think that's too much. I think it would get overshadowed unless she's going to do like a contract signing. Now, I predicted this a little while ago. What you could do with Jade Cargill... So Damage Control is my pick. What you could do with Jade Cargill is a announcement Friday night. And you say at Survivor Series... It's a nice little come down segment too from all the matches in the War Games. You could add a Jade Cargill segment. Have her make her debut entrance so people know what the heck it looks like, and have her come out, and you have HBK, Nick Aldis, and Adam Pearce in the ring, 3 contracts on the table. You let Jade do her giant entrance, give her the pyro, give her the whole thing. She's gonna look like $1 million. Jade comes down, and then they're in there because they are going to announce, and even you could put Triple H in the ring too, just to kind of manage it. And you can have Triple H just be like, all right, Jade, you got to decide what brand are you going to go with. And then she can hum and haw and talk to the crowd a little bit. Someone could interfere and maybe talk trash so she could get one of her moves in. And then, yeah, you could get Jade to then sign. Question would be where? I'd probably say SmackDown. But you could get her to sign a contract there. I'm saying that because it's Survivor Series. So you have all 3 brands that could be represented. Or you could do Raw and SmackDown. But they always want NXT to be in there too. I don't know. But I think Damage Control wins. That's my pick there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, ends War Games. Who wins this? Judgment Day, Team Randy. Who do you guys got? Jeremy McCormick, 7-month club member. Dude, thank you so much. I wouldn't mind Jade doing a similar segment as Big Papa Pump. Oh yeah, didn't he do that? Yeah, he did. It was Raw and SmackDown. Was it Bischoff? Stephanie at that point? I can't remember. But I remember, yeah. You could do like Big Papa Pump. Who's he going to sign with? But if they were going to do it, they would probably want to talk it up more on TV to get the hype, but you never know. I'd still like to see her do some kind of contract signing moment. Bobby says, Damage Control hasn't been working as late because of Bayley and her ego. It's true. Bayley not long ago with the Money in the Bank tried pretty much handcuff EO. Yeah, that's where I'm like, it's going to break down for Damage Control. But now, what about what is presumably the main event? It's got to be the main event, War Games. What is with Seth's picture? Or not Seth. What's with Sammy's picture? Look at Sammy in this. This is from WWE.com. Why does Sammy look like it's Sammy's brother? It doesn't look like him. It is some weird Photoshop. It's got to be just the lighting and the smile, but like that doesn't look. That doesn't look like Sammy. Oh, FBE, cool man. I'll take a look at that in just a little bit. JC, welcome, buddy. Thank you so much for being a Assemble supporter. Why? Yeah, Firespark. Like, why? Good to see you, Firespark. Hey, Sammy's face like that. He's like, hey, it looks like Sammy like in 20 years. Still got the full beard, but it kind of looks like Sammy's uncle or his brother-in-law. Brother, I should say. Anyways, men's War Games match. Where are you going with this? 83% right now say Team Randy. Sammy picks great. Gotta think it's gonna be. Oh. It's gonna be Team Randy. He looks oozy. Does. I gotta go with Team Randy. You got Cody Rhodes in the match, okay? Put Randy aside for just a second here, everyone. Cody Rhodes is in the match. Cody Rhodes don't lose. Cody is on a non-losing, like he is undefeated. The only thing he's done is like did he lose to Brock out of all those matches? Did he lose to Brock? Or were they all DQs and like he beat Brock? He hasn't lost. Cody ain't losing. Cody is not losing. But it's gonna be interesting. This can't just be a standard, what is a standard War Games match where nothing happens. Who do I think eats the pin though? JD effing McDonough. JD is gonna eat that pin. And probably it'll be like Crossroads and an RKO. Now Randy will come out. Randy comes out, he's probably gonna, he'll be last entrant into War Games. But everyone's gonna be waiting for him. So the heels presumably will come out first, all of Judgment Day, then they'll do all the entrances for Survivor Series, and then Randy will be the last one to come out to get the huge pop. VJC says, what if Punk shows up the way Scott Steiner did? Ooh. Steiner's debut was Survivor Series, wasn't it? But didn't he walk me through that, VJC? My mind is no good. So didn't Steiner show up at Survivor Series and all he did was like he came out and posed? Oh yeah, and then didn't didn't those jobbers, or who the hell was it? Was it Chris Nowinski? Was it him that came out and like talked trash to Steiner and Steiner beat him up? Judgment Day has the advantage. Yes. Oh, okay. So then they're gonna, okay. So the question's gonna be, like, I think it's gonna be Team Randy wins because of the, not the X factor of Randy Orton. No. It's gonna be because it's Cody Rhodes. Pop-up cutter into an RKO spot for the win. Nice speech like that. You beat up Matt Hardy and Nowinski. See, I was close, Jeremy. I was pretty close. Not bad for 20 years ago. Nowinski and Shannon Moore. There is a match, open challenge. Paper Mega, is it the Shinsuke match? You beat up Matt Hardy, Chris Nowinski, and then they talk trash about New Year's Eve. Gotcha. They could do that with Punk. We'll talk about Punk in a second. We'll finish this up. All right, my vote is going to be on Randy, Cody, that team. They're going to win. They're going to beat Judgment Day. Drew McIntyre, phenomenal heel turn. Right moment. It all came together. Loved his promo on Raw. It totally worked for me, brother. I think JD is going to eat the pin for Judgment Day here. Cody cutters, RKOs, everything, stomps, like they're going to beat them all up. It's going to, because what's more interesting with this is the outcome. Now, I think it's going to be, I'm of two minds. I think a lot of people would expect, oh, they'll win, like Team Cody will win, but then Randy's going to turn around and RKO Cody after the match. It could happen, but this is the main event. And the whole point is beat Judgment Day, beat Drew McIntyre. I don't think we're going to get a wonky finish or a post-match thing. I don't think we are. I think they're going to want to send the crowd home happy and clean. This Judgment Day feud with Seth and all these guys, it has been going on for like 6 months, it feels like. Some combination of them. I think they just need to beat Judgment Day, get that decisive win, so then they can set up the stories going into Raw. So I don't think we see Randy turn because he's getting the big pop. It'd be cool, like, don't get me wrong. RKO at the end of Cody, boom, set them up to like the Royal Rumble. Yay. I don't think we get that. I think you get just a clean win, hands raised, that's the end of War Games. But it's going to be what happens next. And that's the big question to you guys. What happens next? Randy Orton makes his big return. I assume the faces are going to win here. So you get them maybe all out in the ring on Monday Night Raw, where they're celebrating. Cody introduces Randy, so you get the big pop for Randy Orton coming out, does a slow walk, comes out to the ring, and then that's it. Now, if it's tried and true Raw, what they could do on the episode of Raw after Survivor Series is they're all in there and they're all yaying each other and happy. And then, of course, Judgment Day's music hits, and then they want to have like rematch, 6-man match. So Cody and Randy, and they could do that. You could do a rematch the night after, and you could do what? Death. You could do like Sammy, Cody, and Randy versus Judgment Day in a rematch. And then at the end of the match, or before it even starts, you could get Randy Orton hit an RKO on Cody. Kind of like Brock turned on Cody after Mania. You could have Randy get in there, do the tag team match, and then immediately hit him with an RKO, hit an RKO to Sammy, so he's getting all the heel heat because everyone loves Sammy. And then Randy just walks out. You do that. And then it ends up, then you get your Cody feud. Now, that's what I think. What do you think Judgment Day will be like for you? You clown. Me? I'm the clown? Good for me. So yeah, that's what I don't know. 97%, 97 votes. Team Randy over Judgment Day. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't see them doing some big schmoz at the end. I think Cody and the team are gonna just win. Randy's got the big comeback and the big return. So I think it's gonna be clean and simple. But that's Survivor Series. Now, there is one more question, which is going to be, who is Shinsuke gonna do this? You guys are saying I missed it. So there is like a Shinsuke promo and he's talking about what? Open challenge? So are we going to get Shinsuke calling out anybody and Punk's music hits? Let's see. Claudia says if it's Roman Rock WrestleMania, I think it'll be Cody Randy. So do I. I think they would do that. Okay, Shinsuke Open Challenge. What's the deal? Shinsuke did an open challenge. I missed this. FBE shared something with me. CM Punk tees with the graphics. Oh yeah, maybe. So does Shinsuke come out at Survivor Series halfway through the show? Stands in the ring or sits in the ring and does basically an open challenge. Could do that. CM Punk comes out, give him like an 8-minute match. CM Punk versus Shinsuke at Survivor Series. Do that. Why wouldn't Randy do something when he wanted revenge on Jay or taking him out? Well, the thing is too, Bonkers, they did give, if you watch Raw, like there was a little tiny one shot of when Cody said Randy's name, Jey Uso gave a look to him like, oh crap. So there could be a Randy Jay feud in the future because of Randy having issues with Bloodline. Boy says no, CM Punk in Chicago is boring. Is it? Because Shinsuke and Seth might continue the story of CM Punk Open Challenge. Yeah, D'Angelo, it could be that. It could be just Shin coming out and just talking trash. And he could sit there and just be like, I am the best in the world. And that prompts, obviously it's in Chicago, so then that prompts CM Punk to come out. And then you end up with Punk just getting like the largest reaction, the holy crap. And then coming right out to the crowd. And then hitting a GTS on Shin. And then that's it. And then poses. And that's it. And then you've got a return Randy Orton who goes off and does things with Cody. Jay, maybe. And CM Punk. And he could have a return feud with Shinsuke. So if he comes out and knocks out Shinsuke just with a GTS, they could do that as a small program going to like the Royal Rumble. Either have CM Punk in the Rumble or he just fights Shinsuke at the Rumble. I don't know. But I think it's mixed. Send it, Greg? Okay, Greg. I'll have to check it afterwards. So yeah, I think if Punk does return, it's either Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble, right? Punk versus Roman going to happen at the Chamber. That's a giant show. Wouldn't that ruin Randy's return? Well, yeah, Mike, that's my concern, is that it's a heavy-handed. That's a lot of juice going into Survivor Series. Randy making the big return after what, 18 months or something of being away. It would get really overshadowed by CM Punk. I don't know if they want to do that. But if you're going to shock the crowd, you could have him there in Chicago. I don't think they need Punk. Yeah, they don't need Punk. I think Randy Orton is a big enough thing, and you got War Games, 2 War Games matches. That's enough to showcase. So, I think, I don't know, I'm of two minds of it. I think that CM Punk's return would overshadow Randy Orton. But what if they do it where it's, I don't know, like maybe it's Punk's on SmackDown. I don't know. Maybe he GTS's him and then he shows up on SmackDown. Like maybe he GTS's Shin. Then he just goes over to SmackDown. Maybe Shin follows him there. I don't know. Start the show with Punk and the Quiet Chance. That's the other thing. Yeah, Beach Bites, that's a good point. You could have Survivor Series start. If CM Punk's coming back, start it with Punk. Shinsuke comes out, comes down to the ring. The crowd are like, okay, this is an open challenge thing. Shinsuke cuts a promo. Punk's music. That's going to take like 15 minutes for Punk's entrance return and all of that because the crowd's going to go insane. It's Chicago. And then, dude, you get that out of the system. So Beach Bites, I think that's a great point. You get that out of the system. That's over with. And then you're able to move on with the show. Because then you don't have a risk of CM Punk chance. Oh, Greg, thank you. Here, the transcript was, how long do I have to wait? I'm ready to fight. Where are you? I know you are close. I'll take it all from you. Oh, interesting. Okay. The biggest pops are in the Rumble. However, if you have someone like Punk coming in, don't you run the risk of, well, he's in the Rumble, so someone's going to eliminate him. Now that sets up the story, obviously, but they didn't have a problem when like AJ debuted and he got eliminated. So AJ was a giant, shocking debut, and he didn't win the Rumble. So you can have Punk show up at the Rumble and not win, but depends what they want to do. I do like the idea of Punk kind of kicking off Survivor Series to get the crowd in Chicago not taking over and hijacking the show. Do I think that would totally happen? Like if Punk is just not in Survivor Series, if he's just not coming back to WWE, he has one show in Chicago. I think War Games has done a good enough job, and WWE is much hotter now than it has been in the past, that the crowd isn't really going to take over the show. I think there will be CM Punk chants, but I don't think it'll be hijacked. Because it's not like it was after Punk left, when fans would literally like deafen the building with CM Punk chants, or the authorities in the ring talking, you get CM Punk chants everywhere. We're not in that time anymore. So I do think that if you do get CM Punk, Shinsuke comes out, starts the show off, or like the second match, second thing on the card is maybe, Shin comes out and then CM Punk. Question then is going to be, obviously, what do you do with Punk? Who does he fight? Does he fight Shinsuke for the first month at going to the Rumble? Punk enters the Royal Rumble? Maybe Punk wins the Rumble and then goes after Seth, World Heavyweight Championship. Then you got Cody versus Roman, unless The Rock's coming in. Then it would be Roman Rock, Cody Randy. Punk versus Seth would be cool. But a lot of guys have been working towards that World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know. And some people are just like, I don't want to see Punk return. We'll have to wait and see. But guys, that's going to wrap up our predictions. Thank you guys very much for coming by. Stick around for a few minutes here. I'm going to stop recording this whole thing. But thank you very much for joining me. If you guys miss any of this, it'll be up on demand afterwards. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Let me talk to you.